Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to do a card review. I'm also going to, as per the instructions, show how to do a yes or no reading. And also, I'm going to do one reading according to their instructions of the short reading that is offered in this pack. They also have a long version. I may save that for a second video. Now, it's interesting a little bit about the background of how this card came about. It was named or inspired by Mlle Lenormand, who was born in 1772 in Alençon, France. And she was kind of the fortune teller for the rich and famous. I mean, they were even saying that she even read for Napoleon Bonaparte, but it was known that she read for the Empress Josephine and also the Tsar Alexander and others, to name a few. And they were good readings, apparently. So her full name, Marie Anne Adelaide Lenormand, she claimed to purchase her first card or her first oracle cards from a group of gypsies who taught her how to read at age 14. Mlle Lenormand was also known to be a literary writer, and she wrote several texts that were published. Now, the Gypsy Witch fortune-telling playing cards, which are known to also as the Mlle Lenormand deck, didn't come about till 2 years after her death. This is a 52 card deck, or actually 54 because it has 2 jokers, and it was created by Madame Berthaud, who claimed to have been a student of Madame Lenormand. So there's a little background of how these cards came about. Now, how I got it into my possession, I found it in a garage sale for $1, and I'm like, oh, this is so cute. And here you could see that it's by the United States Playing Card Company in Cincinnati, Ohio, and made in USA. And in the back, get an idea of what we're going to find inside. So you have what it looks like to be your traditional playing card. So you could use it as a regular playing card. Then this is like the no-brainer for someone that wants to dabble in with fortune telling, because it just already tells you what the energy of that card is. And to add a little more flavor, they have a little picture. So if you want to get really into imagery, this can help a lot too. So let's take a dive and see what's inside, and I will follow those instructions to show you how to do a yes and no, and also how to do the short reading as per their instructions. Oops. Okay. So my particular little box, which definitely banged up a bit, came with this official rules of card games. So basically it has all these other card games that if you want to know how to get those instructions, supposedly for $1, you can get them and order them. And this one came with a cute little pamphlet, like a little spread with instructions and introduction, and then the short reading, and then it goes into the long reading. Like I said, I'll do the long reading at another time. So as far as the flip review, I'm not going to read all of them, but I will show them all to you. So here we have the Joker and the extra Joker. And then we're just going to flip them. 5 of Clubs. 4 of Spades. 5 of Hearts. 10 of Spades. 9 of Diamonds. Okay, 8 of Hearts. So there's 52 cards. I like the old-fashioned artwork on here. There's something sweet about the deck. And of course the instructions on how to play makes it a little different, a little fun. Okay, interesting imagery, right? And I like the colors. I really do. I like a Crayola type of color feeling to it. Very pencil-y. I like how it's combined with the playing deck on the left, and I like the other little words on the top right. It's interesting in the instructions how that works out. Okay, now the 10 of clove, Queen of diamonds, Jack of clove, 5 of spades, 4 of hearts, 2 of spades. Ooh, what is that? Clouds. Oh. I wonder how they would draw today's men. I don't think that they would draw them so well dressed, huh? I miss seeing men really well dressed. Then again, I live in Florida. It's so hot. People walk around in shorts and very light wear. Look at this one. Okay, we're almost done here. Oh, look at that. Look at that fox. That's a fox. Okay. Ooh, I like this one. The ace. Oh, no wonder. No wonder I like it. It's the ace. Oh, the mouse. Okay. Nice. 9 of cloves. 4 of diamonds. Queen of spades. Jack of diamonds. King of hearts. And the 6 of diamonds. And there's the flip through. So now, for a yes or no reading, the first thing that we must do is we must hunt down a couple cards here. We have the Joker, the number 18 and the number 19. So I have these set aside, and as per these instructions, we are to take out the number 2 if your querent is a female, which is the number 18, which is the 2 of diamonds, which I always call them the 2 of pentacles. And if it's a male querent, the number 19, the 2 of hearts. And it has a little story here. The female. This card represents the lady whose fortune is being told, and all other cards affected to a degree in accordance to their relative proximity. Same thing, we'll say this card represents to the gentleman whose fortune is being told, and all the other cards affect it to a degree to its proximity. So if you are a female or a male, depending on who you are, what your question is, because I don't know if you're a male or female in front of me, but play along with me. This reading is for you. So the first thing that you need to do to find out if this is a yes or no is you will hold the idea or your wish, something that you want to find out information about, say it to yourself and hold that thought. I am going to now insert the Joker back into the pile, and depending on, after the shuffle, I will flip the cards one by one. If it ends as an odd number, most likely it will not come true. And if it ends as an even number, most likely it will come true. So we will now proceed to our shuffle. Keep thinking of your thought, your wish. In another occasion, we'd be reading this card. Okay, but we're following the instructions here, so we will shuffle. And now I will flip the cards, and wherever the Joker shows up as an odd or an even, that will be the answer to your question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Keep thinking of your question. 17. Okay, 17 is an odd number. So most likely the wish or what you're asking is not going to come true or come through at this moment. Okay, so we will now move out the Joker and proceed to a short reading. We will leave either the male or the female, whoever you're doing the reading for, on the table. And now we will do the spread for the short reading. And this is what that spread looks like. Now, because of the limited space I have on my layout here, I will lay the cards just a little bit different. But nonetheless, it's the same position, okay? So now it requires for us to do 8 cards around the center cards here, the center card. So we will start by, and normally this would be my up, but I will put it like this as my up. So it'll be 8 cards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these first 8 cards represent the destiny of this person. Now the next group will represent the circumstances or the what they call the surroundings or the forces around these destiny. Okay, so it would be something like this. I'm gonna have to move my crystals out of the way, but you know the crystals are there doing their job. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there you have it. This is the spread for the short reading. So now, put this aside here. So now we are going to do a reading. So as it pertains to this person. And let's see what is going to be happening here. So for this person, we see here the King of Clover, which I usually say clubs. Just reading this card, the number 50 could be talking about the number 5. That's how I would read it. There's some change coming, but the bear is a sign of successful speculations. So what I would say, whatever's happening in your life right now, expect some change that is going to be actually favorable for you, because it says here, successful speculations. Our second card here, it doesn't matter which order, you could start it at any order. The next card here, interesting. So now, and they're both in the reverse. So whatever the speculation is, it's going to take a little while because I do read them in reverse, even in these decks. So here we have the Queen of Spades. And I normally see the spades as the sword. So it says here number 42. For me, I break it down in numerology to the number 6. But it says here, Amour is a sign that someone is looking at you with great love and longing. So who knows that this thing about speculation may be a relationship, a partnership coming together that's going to create that change. And someone is kind of throwing their little Cupid arrows, and it's really, they really got it for you. And if you're familiar with numerology, normally the number 42 is number 6, which is for unconditional love. Interesting. And here, this next card, another. Now we have the 2 of Spades. And we have the Star of David, right? The star ensures success in all enterprises when near. So this card is showing up in the inner circle of destiny. When very distant, some unlucky events. But this is close, so guess what? All these speculations and these people entering, or this person, is definitely a good omen, because it's drawing up here the number 2, when 2 people come together, the partnerships, and the star as success. And here with the number 34, bring it down to the core number 7, which represents being able to overcome hardships, manifesting things. So definitely these first 3 really say a lot so far. So for me, what I would like to do is go here towards this side and not just go around the clock, even though it doesn't matter. But I kind of want to go in this sense of what is affecting, I guess, subconsciously or something from the near past. But part of what, as the reading says, it's destiny. So in recent past, oh, look, the lion presages a sudden shock from bad news. So it looks like from the past, some material things, because here we go, the 6 of what I call Pentacles for me. This is saying that you've just come through some bad news. Maybe that had to do with money, maybe you had things with tangible things, with the material things, with things that you own and possess, and things that you're working physically with. And that's something that you're coming out of. But definitely in a way, with the 5 and the 1, the 5 being the number before it, that change was necessary for you to start something new. And again, a new journey, which blends in with this person here that, you know, is working here with you or in your life right now. So let's take a look at this one here. Interesting. Okay. Now we have the 10 of clover, and here, for me, it's clubs. So we see the steeple, we see a church. The tower surrounded by clouds denotes sickness and, if adjoining, death. So it looks like maybe some of this thing here had to do with an illness. And these are because of indisposition where they are. And going through something that, you know, you're trying to get through and overcome that situation. And that number 8, that transition, and all the number 5 is repeating itself. And now in these 2 places, things that are happening that are creating a change in your life. Okay, let's take a look at this house here. Okay, this one is in reverse. And wow, look, another number 5. And here, preceded by a number 28, we can hone it down to a number 10. So at that subconscious level, what does it say here? The anchor denotes successful ventures in business. Maybe that's what this partnership is about. You tell me. And love. Oh, love. So it's again repeating itself in the same line. You see that? And it says here, and surrounded by 11, 13, 29, 30, 31, 35, breach of trust. So we'd have to take a look if these other cards are close by and see if there's going to be a breach of trust. Near the dog, fidelity of the one you love. So we'll see if there's a dog, but we have a bear and we have a lion. So so far we got to see these 2 cards if they're near the dog. So we'll see that. And remember that this was in the reverse. And so whatever the message is here, denotes successful ventures in business and love. So the way that I see it's going to be a delay as you're coming through this situation of health and also this material thing that you've been dealing with. But nonetheless, this is on the way. This relationship is in the future. Take a look over here. Okay, interesting. Okay. The number 10. So where did we see? Oh, wow. So we have the 10 in opposites now from the past and now into the future. It says here, the rod near predicts family quarrels, distant pecuniary losses. So one of the things that we see here is family quarrels, the number 30. So something that may happen but it's interesting because I read in the reverse, guess what? That family quarrel is not something to be so worried about, because it's not in the right side up. It could be that this quarrel has to do with new things that you're embarking that's kind of disturbing the force as far as the creativity that you're bringing in. And also in the number 3 represents abundance and manifesting. So maybe some people might not be 100% agreeing with what you're doing, and also this relationship that's about to bud. And let's see, as it moves into that future house, what does it say? Number 41, again, a number 5. Roses indicate beauty and rugged health. So it looks like you are overcoming this thing that you had. Definitely the number 9, the end of that chapter, and beauty surrounding a beautiful change is coming for you. I love this card. I love the reading so far. Now let's take a look at the forces that are affecting this. So at the core, we're dealing with material things and disagreements of the past, health issues that you've overcome, this new person that's coming into your life. There might be some people not agree with you 100%, but you know what? You're wearing the storm like a rose, you know? Beautiful, but hey, careful. You've got protection. You've gone through some experiences in your life that obviously have made you stronger. Okay, let's take a look at this position here. Yeah, we're going to start in the back. Okay, so it's in the reverse, and forces outside. It says here, the shepherd indicates an intense love of life and strong fellow feeling. So let's keep in mind that we did draw this in the reverse. And so probably because of these things here, maybe you haven't had a chance to really enjoy life, you know, to get out there in nature. And so maybe some of the experiences that are happening at the core level, at the karmic level, have torn you away from the passions of life. And so this is something for you to get back to, definitely, as we see here with the 11, the Jack of Spades here, which would be normally the 12th card. 11, J, stands for that number 12, because the page would be the 11. So this would be the 12th. So here we see that transition. We see a lot of things happening for you. Again, that kind of that number 3. But here with the number 52 represents the number 7. So again, change, and you would call it luck. But not so unlucky when you have to deal with health issues and also this material thing that was showing up as part of the journey of life, you know, sudden shock from bad news. So that bad news, that is part of that recent past. And it's important for you to bring yourself back to nature, to life, to that appreciation and love of life. Take a look at this lower one. Okay, I'll talk about the 12. Is Pentacles, has to do with material. And so we see here, number 12, children signify friendly disposition and gentleness. Beautiful. Somehow there's children involved in this, or in your circle, in your life, and something that you appreciate. Okay, we see this card. It's in the reverse. The number 8. Lots of number 5 for you. Look, 3 plus 2 is 5. And we see this ruggedness, this mountain kind of feeling here. That's a little bit of dark feeling too. Let's see. The mountains nearby indicate the presence of a mighty enemy. So it's not nearby, so we don't have to worry about it. This is on the outer circle. So it's not one of the ones close by. So, and because it's in the reverse, not much. But there is someone that obviously you need to be on guard about. And as it's in the reverse, not so much, but still, we don't need people to bring you down. And you know who these people are. You'll feel it in your heart, and then you feel it in the tension in your body. And you don't need that. Let's take a look at, we're going to go for this bottom one. An ace, number 31. 3 plus 1 is 4 for stability. But here it says, the roads turned to the dark clouds foretells misadventures, but far from the person, the evil consequences may be averted. So whatever ill wishes, you know, this person may have, because it's far from the person, so it's on the outer circle, we see here that things may be averted. Okay. We don't see anything that says dark clouds on here, so we're okay. Let's take a look here at the higher, this consciousness here. Number 2, again, a number 5. There's a lot of change for whomever this person is. There's a lot of change, whether it's, you know, whether it's you, a female or male, whatever this is. There's a lot of change in this reading here. As the number 2, the moon, when near, is a good omen. It predicts fortune. When distant, in exposure of your secrets. So be very careful that this person here may be wanting to share something about you that might harm you. So be careful who you keep in your circle. Sometimes people are in the guise of being your friend, but the minute that something doesn't work out for them in the friendship, they're the first ones to say things about you. So keep that in mind. Let's take a look at this bottom right one. Okay, 4, 5, 9. I've seen the number 9. Yeah. In some other places here. So another J. There was a J on the opposite side here. Let's take a look. The order denotes honor and recognition of labor. Near 48, a sure sign of business success. So I don't see a 48 yet. I see a 41 and I see a 30, 31, and a 28. Okay. But nonetheless, honor and recognition, and because it's on this side, this is all about the future. There's going to be some good things coming for you because of the work that you put in. You're going to be recognized for your efforts. Okay, let's take a look at this one up here. Oh, King. Interesting that this is in line up here with this relationship that has been showing up. Number 24 again, 2 plus 4 is 6. And interesting that over here, 4 plus 2 is 6. And here we had a female, a king, and a queen coming together. We see handshaking. Here see the Cupid. Very interesting. Okay, hand in hand indicates confiding disposition when in close proximity to 38, 39, 42, or 47, friendship will warm into love. So let's take a look real quick. Do we have a 38, 38, 39, 42, or 47? Number 2, well, it's pretty much close to, but it's going to take a while for this, but definitely it's in that area. It's in this quadrant. So, wow, interesting, right? When it's near the 45, favor will be found with superiors. Near 48, financial success. So this is more of that relationship, personal relationship, than a business thing. Interesting. I like it. Let's take a look at this final outcome. The number 9, we've seen a number 9 here, and we've seen a number 9 in the addition of the numbers in the top right corner. So we see a park here, a little bench, and it says, the park foretells a new love when near. If distance, false friends. So be careful, because it's not close. Something about the future is warning you about someone that may want to talk ill about you. So pay attention to that. And there you have it. There's this reading. What do you think? Isn't this interesting, right? Different. You don't have to sit there with all the symbology of tarot. But if you wanted to, you could really play with some of the elements that you see. You know, it's interesting how this card here, if it would have been here, it would have been a whole different meaning. And it's out here in a park. Like, so be careful with this, you know, that someone might come in that guise of friendship, because parks is usually where you go with your friends, you know. And I thought that this was really interesting that this card was up here in this area where this intimate relationship was about to bloom. And it's also interesting that the number 5 here, the change with the moon and this guy over here, you know, it talks about if it's far away. So it wasn't in the inner circle, it was in the outer circle. And it talked about, you know, that if it's far away, it's exposure of your secrets. And then this one here, the mountains nearby indicate the presence of a mighty enemy. But because it's in reverse, it's not so mighty, but somebody that you know that may not have the best intentions for you. And as you could see it over here, and it might take a little while to evolve here. But you know what? You can avert all that, right? So what do you say? Let me know what you thought about this reading. Now I'm going to shuffle it all together, and I'm going to see what this would reveal as far as a Celtic cross spread. Just a small one. I'm not going to do the full length one. So I'll just do the traditional. And let me know what you think so far. Is this something that you find interesting? Definitely something to play around with your friends. Just have a little fun and laugh. You know, sometimes it's good to get together with friends and just be goofy. That's why these board games are fun. You don't have to sit there and talk about too much and get too serious about the politics and what's happening in the local government and the world. It's for a little bit. You don't have to be connected to the TV. And in a way, you have a human contact and delve about topics and laugh. And maybe it gives you an opportunity to air something out that you didn't know about. So let's see how this would work with a traditional Celtic cross. Just a small Celtic cross, which is used traditionally when doing consultations and readings. So we have the first card representing you and this person. The matter at hand, the way that I do it is the next card here for me would represent something affecting from the near recent past, something into the future, something that you're worried about, that you are aware that you're worried about, and it's just biting at your mind. And something that you need to be aware of that's hidden inside you, your subconscious. And there's your Celtic cross. Okay, let's take a look at this. So we have the 3 of diamonds, which is the 3 of pentacles. And as it was in the reverse, it could be that right now there's some issues with money. There's some issues with work. There's some issues with some projects or finances. And it's just not enough. This is a struggle right now. It's like you're trying to make ends meet. And with the 3 of hearts, which would be the 3 of cups, in this situation, there seems to be some disharmony. So there's a conflict here, and it may involve others. And because of that, things are just not working out the way that you thought. And literally, this would be like a time that we're like you were seeking to do things on your own. You would think that it would be better because it's not clicking. Something here is not clicking. Maybe this partnership is not clicking. This business venture is not clicking with this person. But definitely you are looking to distance yourself from that situation. From the recent past, we have the 5 of Wands, or the 5 of Clovers here. And that kind of represents a struggle, a challenge, and just really trying to kind of, who's right about this situation. You're coming out of a situation where there was arguments and disagreements, and literally nobody was a winner. You long for, in the 10 of Diamonds, which is the 10 of Pentacles, you long for stability, you're longing for family, you're longing for that sense of peace. And we see here with this sky, it's time for you to really contemplate what it is that you're putting out there, because you can only harvest what you plant. And so it's a subconsciously, you know, it's like you're aware of that and you want to really figure this out and move forward into this kind of abundance that's there at a level that you could manifest if you were to put your mind to it. Okay, now on a more conscious level, what do we see here? These are what you think all day long. So here we have the 3 of Spades, which would be the 3 of Swords. And you're at conflict and at odds. And now we see this in kind of in a row that, you know, you're fighting something here. But most of it is made up in your mind because obviously this is upside down. And you know, we see this little piggy here feasting on something, but the trough, when he's upside down, it's all out. So you're at odds with something, and that's a situation that you've got to deal with consciously, because subconsciously, you know that you can do it. You know that you can get through all of that, but there's a conflict here. And all of this is about your ability to keep your focus on what you really want. But the influence is so strong, and these past incidents have affected your situation, but all you need is just a small little change. And let's see what we can find in this card. Okay, the 4. Ooh, all-seeing eye. Okay, so we have the 4 of Spade, which is the 4 of Swords. I could tell you one thing. If you keep it up, as it's in reverse, you're going to exhaust yourself. So it's like a warning, caution. You know, definitely it's time for you to be cautioned. Take a look deep inside of you, you know, not so much on the outside because we see it in reverse. It's time to really go inside and make the adjustments the way that you're thinking, work on your foundation, really take some time to step back and, you know, see what's going to work for you. Everything is there. Literally everything is there. You just have to find what works for you. And you have to seek the answer inside. Because all of this is too much noise. Well, there you have it. That's what that would look like. This is kind of a little idea that it can work. If you understand the concepts of numerology. And of course, a little background of the traditional Rider-Waite deck. It helps a lot. But even using these little symbols, it seems that you can draw some references out of what we see here. And if you're having someone in front of you, you can ask more questions and really get a really fun reading out of it. So if you would like to get a reading done, whether it's with this deck or any of my other decks that I use in my tarot playlist, please do visit fortuneforecast.com and set a session with me. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. And there you have it. Well, tell me what you think about Gypsy Witch.